25-year career, 12 years in, nearly halfway home, a promising career. I actually got a cash award out the door. I thought that was strange. Were they paying me to leave or was it a cash award? But no, it wasn't a cash award. We had cracked this fraud ring. We're actually on the front of the Baltimore Sun. It was an interesting case. And I have to actually testify on it as a Senate candidate, which the Baltimore Sun finds particularly interesting. Yeah, they're kind of wondering how that's going to work out. So in October, I have to go testify in federal court in the same case. But I did leave. But why? Well, I was halfway done. And I left my pension, I left my health benefits, I left it all on the line to do this. That's the genuine article. You have to do a financial filing to run for Senate. You can't fake it. I wasn't fired. I actually left 56 out of 56. That's how they rank. I was one of the highest rated agents they had. But I was just a guy who was a true believer, like yourselves. I was one of those folks at those tea parties who could never get up on stage because of the Hatch Act. You know, the Hatch Act dictates that for those of you in the government. And I was a further restricted employee, which placed a higher ceiling on my dignity. I wasn't allowed to do essentially anything. I could donate to a campaign and show up at a fundraiser, but that was about it. And I couldn't sit back and you really can't fake that kind of passion. I'd be at these Tea Party rallies, and I'd always find it funny when I did the Nancy Pelosi quote, it was AstroTurf. I said, that's not, if this is AstroTurf, I'd love to see real grass, because I was at those rallies. Those were passionate people, really passionate people who had enough. And I was sitting at my desk, and frankly, I just said to my wife once, I called her on the phone, I said, I just feel like a taker, I don't feel like a maker. I really do. I was making about $140,000 a year. That's a lot of money. Those were your tax dollars. And when I was traveling around the world with the president, I was on the detail of President Bush and President Obama. You're so busy, you don't really have the time to sit back and ask those questions, those really deep questions about your own life. But I was watching the events unfold, and I guess when it all slowed down and we came down from 30,000 feet, we hit the hard deck, and I was transferred to the Baltimore field office. I had this time to just reflect, and I thought, I can't do this anymore. And I said, we have to make a stand. So I went home with my wife, and we sat down, and we talked. And we talked, and we talked, and we stayed up until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'd always been a policy wonk. Growing up, I was that Alex Keaton kid. I was always, I know I don't live anything, I was some kind of like an athlete, I assure you. I like to lift weights and run around, but I was no athlete. I was actually a terrible baseball player. I was the last guy off the bench. I played in college. I was the last guy off the bench all the time. So I was always a policy wonk, and I said, listen, Paula, we have to make a decision. You know, it's time for real folks in real time to make real decisions that have real consequences. And that will send a message. That will send a message. And to her credit, she said, let's do this. So I resigned. My boss's jaw hit the floor. He couldn't believe it. He said, you're leaving. He said, you know we're in a depression. He said, we're in a little depression right now, and you're leaving the security of a 6-figure plus government job. He said, it's all over for you. He said, you already did PPD, Presidential Protection Division, they call it PPD. He said, it's the tail end of your career. He said, you can coast. All you have to do is arrest a few people, hang out. We had a nice gym in the office. I had a parking spot, a government car, government credit card. I mean, really, it was it. I was done. But I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. So I said, how do we take a stand? So Brian Murphy was a friend of mine who had experience running for office in Maryland. We sat down. We said, let's do this. Let's do this. I said, let's be the punch nobody saw coming. Let's get at it. Let's stop talking about the boxing match. Let's get in the ring and let's throw a punch.
Yeah, baby.
The story resonated from day one. We hit the Fox News circuit, we hit CNN, we did Happening Now, we did Fox and Friends, what else? We did Cavuto, we did The Situation Room. We're going to hit that entire circuit again. The Discovery Channel's filming our campaign. We didn't expect that. I don't want you to think this was ever promised. When we left, we expected nothing. All I expected was the Baltimore Sun to write a story that some crazy Secret Service agent retired, or resigned. I wish I'd retired, I still have a pension. Or resigned to go run for office in the Senate. So we were very lucky, and I don't dispute that. the campaign has really, really caught on, really caught on. Our mailing list has grown by the day. The funds are now coming in. We've got a bunch of fundraisers planned. Folks have been signing up on our volunteer list, so things are really catching on and really exciting. So enough about that. Why? What was the big issue? Right? What really punched me in the face that said, hey, we need to change now? Folks, we're in $14.5 trillion in debt. Do you understand how big of a number that is? Do you know every single piece of private property in the United States, everything, your house, my house, your kid's house, grandkid's house, you name it, isn't even worth $10 trillion? We have almost $5 trillion to go. It's roughly $9 trillion till we get there. Is that amazing? Does money have value or does it not? I ask you this. Now, I know everybody in this room believes this, but the problem is the marketing job the left has pulled on America is frankly disgusting. They've pulled the wool over their eyes and led them to believe that money's just an idea. It's not real. Don't worry about that $14 trillion in value. It doesn't mean anything. So I asked them two questions. Who pays? Either the Chinese, the Japanese, or our creditors, or your kids and grandkids. Who pays? Oh, no, don't worry. No, who pays? Who pays for this?
Yep.
This is real, folks. This is real. We are in real trouble in real time right now.
Amen.
Real trouble. If money has value, how do we escape from this?